Capricorn. This is finding, sort of orientating yourself to your North Star reading. It's supposed to be a 5-card reading. We've got 6 cards here. No majors. I'm doing it slightly in honour of the Rosefield, which is the last of the second trilogy of Philip Pullman's that's coming out tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm thinking of going up to one of the big Waterstones to pick it up. I think they're doing a kind of special tonight thing party. So you are turning up in the idea of setting your North Compass as the 3 of Wands and the Knight of Wands in reverse. And that's symbolic in a way because it's about you knowing what you want to go for, having all these urges, but keeping them in check. So when it comes to setting yourself on the right course, there's a feeling that you're keeping your kind of libido, your drive that might want to take you in lots of different directions, slightly in check because you need to do double diligence. You need to go back one step in order to be completely sure that this is what you want. Your root skills is being able to juggle these energies. I think it's like this energy of knowing what you want but holding back for the right moment. You can hold on to more than one reality, more than one physical thing that you need to tend to. This is a deep skill of yours, is being able to juggle impulses almost. And something to let go of is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is given to you by God. It's like this opportunity that is handed to you. And I sort of got the feeling when I looked at this that actually the thing is that you know what you want to go for. You're not waiting for one pentacle. You can already juggle these 2. There's all this sort of 2-to-1 thing going on here. We're going backwards in suits. It's really interesting. It comes up again in a minute. So it's sort of like you're not waiting for something to be handed for you to nurture a new opportunity. You've already got 2 opportunities in play, or 2 things that you're considering, or more than one that you're juggling, and you don't need to wait for something else to be given to you. There's a strong sense that you know what you're going after. How to set your North Compass, not set yourself to your North Star, is the 2 of Wands. So it's interesting because you were originally the 3 of Wands and the Knight of Wands in reverse. Now we're back to the 2 of Wands. So it sort of implies doing due diligence. Like I said, like you know what you want to go for. You've got a strong impulse, but you're prepared to take one step back and really think about it again. Make sure this is what you really, really want. Look, scan the horizon. Look again, thinking about all the things that you want. You've got the world in your hand. Actually, is this really where I want to plant my wand of excitement, of ambition? So that is how to set your North Compass. And where it's going is a sense of peace, probably, and realignment. This peace and realignment, when the 4 of Swords has all its chakras aligned, its third eye, your throat, your heart, the kundalini going across the bottom. A moment of great peace because I feel like you're doing the right work to get things in the right position. All right, let's add some cards to this. These are the Salvador Dali tarot cards. What do we have here? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 8 of Swords. That's when you're a bit bound up and self-victimizing. But what do we feel about her there? It can also, so it's sort of getting into sort of slightly self-victimizing, looking down at those hands. This butterfly of transformation is implied, and the castle's there. But when we see the 8 of Swords, we say that you're not, you're being a bit bound up. Maybe all of this second guessing yourself is feeling a little bit frustrating, and it's making you second guess what's going on. Let's have a look at what the Crow Swords, the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords just wants to go for it, wants to get a strategy, wants to get up on higher ground, use that teenage energy to get some messages out there, to think about how to go about getting what they want. Doesn't want to be, wants to make a plan. And maybe all this revision, this juggling is starting to get a bit frustrating. I'm sure that that's what's being said here. So let's now pull us a oracle card from these lantern oracles, which I've been enjoying using. They just have a little sentence on them, which I think is really nice and often works really well with the tarot. So, oh, that one went straight off the table. Excuse me. What have we got here? Transitions. You have all the inner resources that you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. That's so lovely. Look at that wise old being, and look at how like this labradorite it is. Let me catch the light properly on the labradorite. Starting to go there. You see? So the inner resources, when I see that and it reminds me of this labradorite, it makes me think. Labradorite helps you look into other worlds and gives you protection. So you have all the inner resources that you need to cross whatever bridges arise on your path. So that's saying if you are feeling a bit frustrated with things, feeling a bit bound up by your own thoughts, that you have the resources to get you out of them. That's really interesting. Right, what else are we going to pull? I'm going to pull us an Itel Colquhoun, who is this beautiful surrealist artist who was working up until the 70s or 80s, I want to say, and she did these very intuitive colour-based tarot, and we've got two here, and what are they? The Seven of Wands, the Lord of Valor, and the Queen of Wands, the Queen of the Throne of Flame. Look at that red, passionate energy. So the Seven of Wands, again, is saying, it's a bit like the Two of Pentacles. It's saying you can cope with all of these competing needs. You are able to get up on higher ground and keep your focus. You have what you need. You can get into that Page of Swords position. And the Queen of Wands is talking about, you know, the Queen of Wands is a more mature energy than the Knight of Wands, which we had in reverse. So maybe that's an indication that what you need to do is mature that kind of creative drive that might be a little bit going this way, going that way, changing its mind all the time, into something that's a bit more mature and loving, like the Queen of Wands, who's much more witchy and understanding of where she needs to go. Let us have one more oracle here. In fact, let's get one of these. I've got these really nice cards. I can't remember what they're called, but these are tarot cards. Let's see, Capricorn, what they've got to say. Oh, how lovely, the sun. And now we're off. Okay, so it's saying, yes, get into your maturity of the Queen of Wands. Don't let go of all that intuition. We can see that you've got great wisdom. There just has to be a bit of kind of holding back, double revision, thinking about what we really need, not second guessing ourselves, not getting too frustrated like the Eight of Swords and self-victimizing, but definitely doing due diligence, and then we can get off onto our horse like the sun and ride off to go after what we want. But you just want to know that it really is what you want. Then you can start strategizing, beating off all the different competing needs, and then you are, I love that. Then she came up recently in the last reading I did, a blessing of protection. This is really beautiful. It kind of says, may you be blessed at home. May you be blessed when you go out on the road. It's a kind of protection. And I suppose this is what this due diligence that you're doing is about, is making sure that things are really watertight, not being too impulsive, really getting all your ducks in a row in order to set your North Compass. Then you're safe. Then you have this beautiful blessing. I'll read you a tiny bit from the book because she wanted to come out twice, so that's interesting. It's about keeping safe. Let the lamp of truth shine into all that was dark and unknown, both within and without. And no, that's a blessing of truth. Sorry, it's the one before. May the cloak of the goddess be about you, keeping you warm and safe, shielded and sheltered, hidden from those who would do you harm, comforted and encouraged to keep going. For beneath her shield, with her sword held high, like your Page of Swords, within that circle of blue flame, and with her blessing upon your path, you are protected and blessed. And from this, you must know how precious and beloved you are. So, yeah, I think what it's saying is that if you can do all of this work just to double check that you are going in the right place, it will bring you peace. You can then unbind yourself from these uncomfortable self-victimizing thoughts and this kind of chaotic energy where you're trying to do too much, and then tapping into your deep hidden knowledge that will be very intuitive, because it's reminding us of the labradorite. That's when you emerge into the sun. That's when you can gallop off after what you want, but protected, knowing that it's really your truth, knowing it's strange. It's a bit like the Sagittarius reading, actually, which was talking again about, and I think it's because I've invoked that idea of Philip Pullman's The Rosefield, talking about what really is true, using your inner guidance, your spirit guides, whatever you believe to be true, to get yourself orientated, like with the alethiometer that is in his books, which is a kind of compass that reads the truth. This process here is about trying to work out what chimes with you to be truthful. Once you know really that you've done due diligence, that you know that this is your truth, you can go after it. So it really is about coming home to what's true to you, ignoring the kind of crazy messaging that's around in the news, in your own head, kind of beating yourself up, getting self-victimizing, and just really coming into a place where your deep knowledge gets tapped into. Then you can start to be productive. Then you can start to create really, really well with your Queen of Wands and with your Seven of Wands, keeping you safe, keeping your actual aims first and foremost. It's really beautiful. I hope that made sense. See you again.